Hey everyone, and welcome to the Landlording Show. There are plenty of podcasts that will show you how to get into real estate investing, how to find, finance, and buy that property. But we are your source on what to do once you have it and to make it as profitable and as stress-free as possible so that your investments can lead to your life goals. I'm your host, Tim Harstead. I actually am a property manager on the south side of Chicago, so we've been through, seen it all, and still live to tell about it. And that's the point of this podcast, is to share some stories and some insight with you guys. And that's what we're going to do today. On today's episode, I wanted to talk about my $100 challenge. So this episode's a little bit different than a lot of the other stuff that we do. This is actually about procuring real estate and getting into the game, because I noticed that there are still a lot of people that I'm meeting at events that want to start real estate investing, but just haven't yet. And they haven't jumped off the ship. And the number one reason that we see is that they don't have the money for the down payment. So I wanted to show everyone that given enough time and enough energy put into it, that you can actually do it. So what I am doing, and you're going to be able to go over to our YouTube channel, and you guys should subscribe to it anyways, because we're putting a lot of good content over there, including these podcasts in video form. Chicago Style Management, search it in YouTube, add it. We're going to be adding videos over the next couple of years. Yes, years. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not a way to pull wool over someone's head and find a property. Because another issue we see, and this is for young investors, and by young I don't mean by age, I just mean in terms of new investors that haven't been around the block a few times. Too many people get into property investing, but don't actually have the proper training for it. Don't know what they're getting in there. They're so inundated with YouTube videos and TikToks about how if you just get this property, it doesn't matter the loan type, and you could find a way to put 2% down and all these things that just put them way behind the eight ball. So what I'm going to be doing and again, this is a long haul. I'm not putting a whole lot of effort into it. I mean, I am, but in the sense of my amount of time, I'm maybe putting an hour or two a week, every 2 weeks into it. So again, I want to prove that no matter what your schedule is, no matter what your excuses are, that you can get this done. So here's the outline of the project. I'm starting with $100, and I'm going to go to estate sales, thrift stores, garage sales, things like that, find items that I can take and put on eBay or Facebook Marketplace and all these things, and just build up until I have enough money for a down payment. Now, my goal for the down payment is to be 20% down, and I'm going to find a property under $100,000, and we're going to go buy it. We're going to get it rented and take everyone through the process. But again, this is not a quick process. This is not a scheme to work the system. This is just to show you that if you put a little extra work in and allow enough time, you're going to be able to make this money. And this is something that anyone can do. This is something that if you can't find $100 to pull from your budget somewhere, then you really honestly shouldn't be investing in real estate yet. You need to work on your 9 to 5, work on getting your income up to a level where investing actually makes sense. And that might be finding a completely new job. That might be finding, figuring out side hustles, Ubering, doing Lyft, Uber Eats, all that kind of stuff. This is stuff that I did when I first got into real estate, and I was doing real estate sales, because it takes a while to get your pipeline going and to get enough showings and enough clients to actually have a company where it can replace your 9 to 5. So I was doing side hustles like that, and I've been there, and I know that sometimes it sucks and sometimes it's fun. Sometimes you run into some things and have some, meet some cool people, and sometimes it is fun. And this is one that for me is fun. Me and my wife actually enjoy going to garage sales, estate sales, and stores like that. And we got a couple cool ones that I'll touch on in a minute, but we started this about a few weeks ago, and we got some items that we have listed, and I have more items that I need to list. But again, I'm not spending the time making it a part-time job. I am literally just doing it at my leisure. When I have some free time on a Sunday, I'll go and list. Some of the places that we've gone to, again, thrift stores. If you find the thrift stores, find out what days things are cheap. We have a thrift store by us that on Mondays, everything's half off. We have a store by us that is, it's called Treasure Hunt, and it's one of those stores where they get returns from Amazon. And on the first day on Fridays, it's $10. Anything that's left over the next day on Saturday is $8. If you go on a Sunday, everything is $6. So you can find value in there, and it's sort of a cool, something to do for a few hours on a Saturday for us when we're bored. We'll go and we'll find some items and have some really cool things. We actually found one of the cool things, and again, all this will be released as we start to do the YouTube series, as we start to get some sales on eBay and Facebook Marketplace done. We'll start to put out those videos for you guys to see. But we, some of the cool finds, we found an ergo baby, like the thing that goes around your chest that you can carry your baby, and they go for about $150, and we got it for $8, brand new with tags. A lot of cool whiskey glasses that we found, a lot of cool plush toys that we have on eBay right now. So just things that we're finding that are, at the end of the day, going to make us a couple bucks. And we might make 500 or a couple hundred only every month, but as we get bigger, we'll have more money to spend. We can get more items, and we're going to work through the process. So again, over the next year or so, we're going to be doing this thrifting, finding things, turning it into a profit on eBay, and walk you guys through that. And, maybe I will go back and Uber for a day just to show that, or just different ways that you can do side hustles to finance your end goal. Because at the end of the day, what we want to do is go somewhere, find a $100,000 property. Now, we're in Chicago. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be looking in Chicago for a $100,000 property. We're probably going to look somewhere like Hammond, Indiana, or Rockford, Illinois, smaller towns that are within a quick enough drive that we can get there, but the property is cheap enough. And the end goal there, if you're just starting off, you're going to build up your portfolio. I talk a lot, if you watch my TikToks, if you watch my YouTube channel, we'll talk about the monopoly strategy, and maybe I'll go more into it on the next episode. But we talk about the monopoly strategy, and what that is, you're going to buy properties for whatever you can get them for, because real estate always goes up in value. So even if you're buying small, single family units, multi-unit, 2 flats, 3 flats, if you get 3 or 4 of those, then you sell them when the market's good. Then you take that money and buy 4 to 8 units. You're going to take that money and et cetera and keep building. That's how you get your portfolio to a point where it can finally erase your 9 to 5, be your retirement fund, all that stuff. So I'm going to talk more about that on a different episode, but wanted to announce our $100 challenge on this episode. Hope you guys follow along. We're finding really cool things, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes and other ideas I can think of. If you got a side hustle, it's sort of just a thing that we're doing for fun, but if you got a side hustle that is close to guaranteed money. So what I don't want is, crypto or something that, all these things that if you put in this money, it might hit, it might not. Like if you got something that's going to pay us, like drop it in, send us a note, and we'd be happy to take a possibility and maybe show that as an avenue. But I think getting $20,000 in extra funds by putting, 3 or 4 or 6 hours a week, and we're going to do less than that just to show it's possible. But if you're putting that in at the end of the days, you're going to be able to get into real estate and eventually be able to move your life to the next level and increase your lifestyle. So thanks for listening. One more note, if you guys have any questions that you want us to answer on the show, send us an email to info@chicagostylemanagement.com. That will get to me. I would be happy to answer. We're going to do some more Q&A shows here in the future, and we'd love to see what kind of questions you guys have. I'll see you guys around, and I'm sure I'll see a lot of you guys, listeners, at different it's conference season and real estate season. So I'm sure I'll see you guys around. Feel free to say hi to me if you do, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, guys.